I'm Ben Schleucher. I'm from Salina, Ohio.
I'm Dick Schleucher. I've been here at Salina, Ohio for 88 years.
And I'm Rick Schleucher, and not quite 88 years.
At Schleucher Farms, we farm in about a 25-mile radius. We raise corn and soybeans as close to 50-50 as we can get.
At the very beginning, when my grandpa started, he started as a farm hand, and then he started with the 2 horses, which were Rox and Dewey, and that was his first, you might say, his tractors or his equipment for farming. The two horses, the track and the plow come along later with I think we had a 1929, I think it was a John Deere Ferguson tractor. I can't remember what it was, but it was a 29 was the first tractor. And the reason we had that tractor and kept the horses because in the wintertime you couldn't get the tractor running, so we had to use the horses. Then in 1938 was our first John Deere B tractor. And from then on, it's unbelievable how things have grown. So then Rick, my son, came along with the business, and grandson's involved, and it's growing from ever since then. Basically, what got me excited in agriculture and farming was back when the FFA and ag was brought into Salina School. I was in 1949, and I can remember my first project was a Yorkshire gilt. And I grew from that to the county fair, to the state fair, and through all of that I had projects at FFA and in ag, and we had a farm shop at that time. And from then on, I knew I was going to be on the farm and nothing was going to take me off of the farm. And that's how I grew each and every year from then on until I graduated from high school, and Dad and I went together, and that's when we really increased considerably at that time in the farming operation.
My earliest memories were in the early 1960s, and we bought a brand new 3010 John Deere, which I rode home on the fender. I was 4 or 5. And then just kind of fell in love with being outside and being with my dad and my grandpa all those years. And when I got into high school in 1971, I was a freshman and got into VOAG and FFA and started with projects and having my own acres. And by the time I was a senior and graduated in 1975, my first combine that I can remember is this 4400. And so it's amazing how it evolved from there and just became a part of your life.
My dad gave me a shot, you know, from the time we were 6, 7 years old. We constantly were riding equipment with him, grain trucks. My brother and I were side by side in everything we did. And the farm continuously grew. So my brother Adam and I, that's what we thought life was about. We didn't know anything else. We didn't want anything else. So Adam can't be here. We do different things on this farm. We are diverse. We are in the seed business and we are in the crop insurance business. And it's rare that you can get us all 4 to sit in the same place at one time. I wanted to stay right out of high school, and my grandpa and my dad told me, well, if you want to come back to this operation, you're going to get a 4-year degree. And so away to Ohio State I went and studied ag, got done in 4 years, came back to the farm, and I'm still here. My son is 14 years old now, and he has his own John Deere zero-turn mower. He has his Gator. This is all he knows, and I'm just excited about making a path like my grandpa, my dad, and now myself doing it for my son. Whatever we do, we try to do it the absolute best, whether it's equipment, seed, inputs, and overall family atmosphere. So
the biggest thing is, you know, looking at 6 generations, most operations go a generation or two and the farm is sold or split up, and I think that's been one of our big assets over the years is, we like each other, we get along, we can have our day-to-day disagreements and still work together, and after 6 generations, we're still one family, one farm.
So when we think about the family aspect and the atmosphere around here, we are all responsible for different things, and they're not written down. We just play off everybody's strengths. Examples would be my dad Rick and I do all of the planning. My brother Adam is responsible for our grain setup, grain drying, semi-trucks, scheduling in and out, so he takes care of that. We come together each morning, have a short meeting, know what we're going to do, what the goal is of the day, and we come together and we most of the time hit our goal for the day, but us 4 meet, and that's how we get it done.
And I guess we'd have to say that Leyfeld's has been a real asset to this whole operation.
Yeah, the people we've worked with over there aren't just our salespeople, they're really part of the operation. And we've always told Dan, why don't you just retire and come work with us, because you're part of the family anyway.
This is true.
Three things I'd like to enter in that made this operation so successful. Freedom, family, and faith. We built this operation on these 3 things. We never work on Sunday. That's the time of worship, the time of family, and the time of being together. Those are the 3 things that's made us so successful and build our faith on this whole operation. And I certainly thank for this all happened for each one of us.
There's no other life like this, and it's lasted for 6 generations. And I hope it continues. I'll be long gone, and hopefully my grandkids and their kids continue this.
There is a time in life when it's time to turn over to the next generation, especially my son and grandsons. And I feel comfortable with that I can step back and let them make all the decisions. And they fill me in, but that's okay. And there's a time to step aside and a responsibility go to the next generation.